Welcome back to the Driveway Beers podcast with Mike and Alex. As always, we appreciate you listening. Please rate us on all the podcast platforms. Like, subscribe, comment, share wherever else you're listening, and enjoy the show. All right, welcome back to another episode. We appreciate you listening as always. I'm going to put in the request, a much more hearty request for the liking and subscribing. If you're on Spotify, you listen to us, hit the follow button. If you're on Apple Podcasts, hit the follow button or whatever button you need to. If you can, set us on automatic downloads. That way you always have our episodes. Even if you jump on a plane, you can listen to us without internet. We appreciate you doing that. Maintain our 5-star rating on Spotify. I do believe we have a 4.7 rating on Apple because of Benny. But hey,
a rating's a rating.
Rating is a rating. So, I believe Good Pods has us as the number 7 beer podcast, even though we haven't drinking a lick of beer in 3 years on this thing. We're also, oddly enough, the number 7 conservative podcast, even though we make fun of conservatives all the time.
Yeah.
I also think we are the number 14 bourbon podcast, which is strange. I guess we do some bourbon, but we won't really talk about bourbon itself. So I wouldn't call us a bourbon podcast.
Maybe drinking bourbon while podcasting?
Maybe. We are the number 14 podcast for kids and children. Maybe because we talk about kids and children, not because we are for the kids and children, because we definitely put the explicit logo on our episodes so that kids don't listen and it doesn't get fed to them via the algorithms. So we were ranked in one other thing, and I don't remember what it was, and I don't know how good these rankings are. So anyway, thank you for listening. I'm surprised people still listen after we were talking about this before we actually turned the recording thing on. Technical term right there. Recording thing.
Recording thing, yeah. Doohickey.
4+ years later, we're still recording episodes, which is shocking to both of us. Didn't think anyone would listen. Turns out some people listen. So we're going to keep making them, mostly because it's therapy for us. So if you want to listen to two guys bitch into a microphone, this is the show for you. I want to thank Adam Chubbuck for allowing us to bitch into a microphone. Go to techmd.com. By the way, if you haven't gone to techmd.com or called Adam or talked to Adam or looked at Adam's social media on Instagram, by the way, he does some really good social media posts himself. Shows you some houses that he's doing because obviously it's a work account, but he also just talks about random shit in his life. So it's a good social media account to go check out. Navy veteran for all you Navy people in the Pasadena area, but Pasadena, Arnold, Annapolis, Laurel, anywhere in Maryland or Virginia, Adam is licensed and can sell homes in all those locations. So don't just think if you're not in Pasadena, you shouldn't give him a call. Just a good dude to talk to. So
yeah, he doesn't just show like the big ticket multi-million-dollar homes on the water. He'll show you homes that like real people can get into that are nice, that are like, oh wow, like I've seen some. I'm like, I'd buy that house,
right?
You know, the ones that if you drove past, you kind of be like, yeah, you know, because it's a, you know, Rambler or whatever. You want some McMansion type thing, but when you get in them and they're nice, the way he does it is really cool. So showing the stuff that, you know, that regular Joes can afford too, not just the people that have, you know, millions of dollars in their account and want a place to keep their boat and their helicopter.
He had one house, I think it was like $800,000, but then like two other posts were like $450,000, $350,000. Yeah. He does show he shows affordable homes. Well, affordable for this area.
Yeah.
But he shows affordable homes for this area, which is nice. Like a lot of people, like you see them post and like, oh, I'm in the top 2% of sales. Yeah, but you're selling like $2 million homes, which I can't fucking afford.
No.
I can't afford my house. So like the fact that like I like you get to see what is affordable in this area, because the big knock on this area is that it's not affordable, and I mean I don't think that's completely the case. And now that I know that, and some of these like $300,000-$400,000 homes, like you said, they might not pass the eye test on the outside. I mean they're nice from the outside, But you get inside and like, oh, it's had like 3 additions on it and it's massive. And, you know, and then like the good thing about him is he sells some of those homes in like the Pasadena area and some of them are on the water. Mm-hmm. And they're not way out of the price range. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably a narrow lot, but it's on the water. I think he had one for like 6. Think about it. You live on the water with a boat slip for $600,000. Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong, I can't afford that either.
Yeah.
But if you got a boat and you want to live on the water, I mean that's fairly affordable. He had some fixer uppers too. I think we're like at 4 on the water, but those are few and far between.
Yeah.
You got to snatch those up. But yeah, so go to tacmd.com. Give Adam a call. Even if you just want to talk about weight loss, because he went through his GLP-1 phase as well, and he lost quite a bit of weight. He'll talk to you about that too. But just a good person to know in general. If you don't want a home, but you need to get in touch with someone for mortgages, Adam actually has really good contacts in the mortgage industry. Again, just a good person to know. And I don't think I've ever, not that I've had a lot of experience with this, but I've never seen him say no to someone for help, as far as advice-wise. So there was one thing that I was trying to do, and it's not something he did. So he actually hooked me up with someone else. Mm-hmm. So he just knows a good fair amount of people that may be able to do what you need to do in the real estate arena or mortgage arena or life arena. So just good person to call. Don't have to tell them we sent you. Don't have to do any of that bullshit. There's no special code or link or any bullshit. You just call them and get some help with whatever you need. So go to tacmd.com. That's TACMD.com. That's probably the longest advert we've done for him. That was like a 4-minute advertisement. It's supposed to be 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's good people, so I'm all right with it.
That is very true. I mean, I know people are like, well, do you get paid? Yeah, we get paid for it.
Right. We didn't just do a 4-minute read for Monsanto.
No. I would. But they'd have to pay a lot more for it.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say anything about Monsanto. Are they the ones that own Roundup, or is that Bayer?
They're all so evil, I don't know.
I think Bayer owns it.
Yeah.
All right. There may be some outstanding litigation that I can't speak about. I will one day. Oh, I will. There will be an episode on that. All right. So, what is this episode going to be about? We got a few things we're going to get into. One, I mean, everyone knows that we've got kids that play baseball, softball. I think that our club on the baseball side does something pretty cool. I would love to see it on the softball side.
I think it'd be cool. I think the girls would take it next level.
Yeah, I think they'd be more into it, right? Yeah. Girls like,
but the boys, even so, my kid plays 13U, and 13U travel kids. They are the coolest of the cool. Obviously, with the exception of the 14U travel kids, who are the coolest of the cool. But they got into it. I was surprised at how into it they got. So it was cool.
I felt like the 11U that we saw, or maybe they were 12. I don't remember the age group.
On that field, they were 11 or 12.
Okay. I didn't feel like they were that into it. Mm-hmm. I didn't see too much of the antics.
Yeah.
So, and we saw some of the older kids, and we saw them do like, all right. So
we should tell them what it is.
Yeah, try to tell. Okay. Forgot about that. All right. So the club does what they call, and I hope I'm not going to get anybody in trouble, because I don't know if there's licensing issues or I don't know how that works.
So they do a baseball tournament.
Okay.
So it was over Memorial Day weekend, mm-hmm. and they do a baseball tournament, and they did one every Memorial Day. I think it was just called the Memorial Day Classic or something. But a couple of years ago, they changed it, and they play by Bananaball rules. So I think that's okay.
They play by the Bananaball rules.
Yes.
They don't use the name.
Right.
We're going to say that.
Yeah.
And I believe the rules are encouraged to be used by the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
I think they like this kind of thing. Because let's face facts, it just enhances their brand, mm-hmm. right? So the kids, they basically play baseball by Bananaball rules.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, I think there's some modifications.
There's some the one rule I didn't like was the stepping out of the box rule.
You can't step out of the box.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they do it to speed the game up.
Right.
But these games are moving quick enough anyway that I don't think it's that big. So kids are getting strikes for stepping out of the box, which is one of the rules. So in Bananaball, if the batter steps out of the box, even 1 foot,
Yeah.
it's a strike. So kids now, if they're diving out of the way of a ball that's about to hit them, that's acceptable. But of course, some of the parents were like, "He jumped out of the box." And the umpire's like, "Yeah, so he didn't die."
Right. Right. But I think to do that on a kid who every other weekend steps out of the box, like it's hard to break that habit.
Yeah.
Like
We'll tell him to.
Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. A professional Bananaball player knows not to step out of the box. They're also getting paid to not step out of the box.
Yeah.
This kid, that's his whole routine is set, right? So that I get that part, but it is an interesting concept. And then they were wearing like the fun hats out there. They were wearing some had some fun costumes.
There's a kid in a kilt.
Yeah, and there was the game moved quicker. I thought
It did.
because the kids had to pitch. I mean, there wasn't a real pitch clock, but they knew, like all the pitchers knew. Okay, we're moving quicker.
Yeah, and they're not taking time like MLB pitchers do. The youth pitchers are usually pitching. Most of the time, my complaint with them when I'm coaching them is they're going too fast. Like, dude, slow down.
Right.
You don't need to fire the ball back the second the catcher throws it back to you. But the scoring helped it move quick.
Yeah.
So
okay. So go ahead. Go.
For those who don't know, like in banana rules, you win innings up to the last inning. So if the other team scores 1 run on their half of the inning and you come out and you score 2, the inning's over.
Right.
They don't have to get 3 outs. The inning ends and you switch sides. So every inning can end in a walk-off. And then you get a point for that inning. So the interesting thing about it is you can come out and cream a team 10-1 in 1 inning, and you win that inning. So you get 1 point.
You won't even get to 10-1.
Right.
Once you get to 2-1, it's over.
Yeah. But you could put 10 up, and then the next team comes up, only scores 1, and then gets 3 outs, and then they're
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Second half. Okay.
Yeah. So then, but the next inning, so if you're doing a 9-inning game, the team could come out and score and win each inning by 1 run and get 1 point. Mm-hmm. So now, prior to the beginning of the last inning, the score would be 10-9 or 10-8. But that's the score going into the last inning. So that last inning, though, all the runs count. So the team that went in 10-8 could not score a single run, and then you score 3 and you win the game. So the direct, even though the number of runs scored doesn't count towards the score until the very end, just in that last inning. So the fact that you can walk off every single inning makes the game go a lot faster. We were getting 6 innings in 2 hours, which in youth baseball is,
Right. Well, it's interesting. So in softball, there's a 2-hour limit. It's a hard deadline.
Yeah.
So like once you hit that 2-hour mark, game's over.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what if you haven't finished the inning, you revert back to the last inning.
Yeah.
Last full inning. So I think the girls would probably take it another step.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the excitement for it. I also don't know. I don't know if it would be as clean. So like I watched if I watched 11 or 12U, it was a pretty clean game.
Yeah. But yeah, well, and my kid's team that has some problems with errors and stuff, those games on all the way around, all the teams we played at was just super clean. Like they were making plays. It's like they never make that play. Turning double plays, doubling kids off. Like it was nuts. I'm like, you play like this all the time. Wear that dumb hat all the time.
Right.
But it was cool. I think the other difference is, like these were travel teams you were watching. They weren't rec teams. It might be a little bit different if we did a 10U rec Bananaball tournament. So it's the skill level of the players is they're a little bit higher just because of that.
Sure.
So
one thing I also noticed was there was a team on the field, and they had a jersey that said Marucci on it. I didn't know Marucci sponsored a team. So apparently they have like a program.
Yeah, I don't know this for a fact, but I think the way that, and if anyone out there knows exactly how it works, I think it's almost like you establish your travel ball club, and those Marucci teams, they don't play in leagues necessarily. Some do, but most of them are just playing tournaments only.
Right.
So they might start out as, a superior, select, elite, ultimate travel ball team of the world. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they get under the Marucci brand, and I'm not sure which way the money flows.
Right.
And then now they're Marucci prospects.
Gotcha.
They're Rawlings prospects. So, like, you'll see, I think one of the teams is Canes. There's 5-star. There's these different kind of, like, you play under this national type umbrella.
Right.
Which I guess adds clout because, hey, you got Marucci on your jersey.
Yeah, I mean, their uniforms were well done.
Yeah, they're probably all swinging cat whatevers.
I just thought that was interesting. I'm not in that world, so I didn't know that was a thing. But
yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, other sports do that thing too. But no, it was interesting. I really liked watching it for the little time that we watched it. It definitely goes quick. The interesting part was they still had the rule whereas if a fan caught a foul ball, they were out. So what would happen was if the kid hit a foul ball to his sideline, everyone was like, "Get away!"
Oh yeah.
But if it hit to the other sideline, they were trying to catch it.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, that's an interesting,
it was
way to do it.
Like you'd have to because the reaction is to try to catch it.
Yeah.
And when your team's at bat, like someone would usually be like, "No, like leave it!" Like you yell to a catcher, like "Don't throw the ball!" Like just leave it and let it fall. In my kids' games, we didn't have one fan catch a foul ball. But I went down to the 12U field, and those kids were out. They were running. So like the 10U team was done with their games yesterday, and that whole 10U team went down. So our 10U team just finished. Our 12U team was playing, and they were surrounding the entire field with their gloves on to catch balls.
Yeah.
So one of them caught one, but they caught the wrong ball.
So they got their own personality. Damn it! Everyone yelled. Yeah. Why did you do that?
Throwing bricks at him and stuff. Yeah. But so it was cute. Everyone got involved. Like for my oldest, like all the siblings. So most of the kids on there, with the exception of one, are all the oldest. So all the little brothers and sisters are running out. So they do. If you've watched the Savannah Bananas, you'll see like they'll do a dance routine, like pre-pitch.
Yeah.
So all the siblings were running out and doing the dances. So one of the practices last week, the moms got them all together and showed them, like, I think they did the Kendrick Lamar dance that they did at the Super Bowl. They did Jump On It. I forget the name. It's a line dance. They did the chicken dance. They did all these. It was fun. Like they're all wearing goofy hats and sunglasses. So it was a blast. And everyone I talked to from all the different clubs that were there were all saying how much fun they were having. That it's just a nice twist. I think
it's one of those things where that tournament will never not fill up.
Yeah,
because it's different.
Yeah,
it's probably the one tournament a year where they get to see something different.
Yeah,
and it's more. Don't get me wrong. Are there? I probably don't want to speak for all those people, but I would imagine you don't care if you win it because you're there because it's different, because you're there, it's fun, it's a different atmosphere.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. And one of the things I was going to mention was, again, that is not the world I live in. But we went and we watched some games. I got a weird vibe out of it. It was a little, I don't want to, cultish is the wrong word, but like it was definitely very insular to like parents are calling kids by nicknames. Coaches are, and again, maybe this is a baseball thing. Coaches are calling kids by the number. Mm-hmm. It was very footballish. I remember.
Yeah, like, come on, 1-1.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like in the softball side, we don't do that.
Yeah.
We call kids by their name. Right?
Yeah.
But like I was even surprised, like the mothers were calling other kids by nicknames. Like if a kid's name is Jacob, he's not Jake. He's not Jay. He's Jake. He's Jacob to all the mothers.
Yeah.
Because that's what his mother calls him, right? There were mothers calling kids by their nicknames. I was like,
there were teams that had their nicknames on the back of their jersey. So my kids' team won their division, and the other team, we played that team twice in a row. We played them as our team did a round robin style. So you play every team once. And so our first seeding game of the day was our last game overall on Sunday. So we played them for that game and then the championship game, but they had their nicknames on their jersey, which was cool. Like some of them, had these, some I think they made them up because the kid didn't really have a nickname, but others you'd be like, oh yeah, that's definitely that kid's nickname.
There was one team I saw, it had on the back of the jersey, it wasn't the kid's name. It was some kind of army reference, valor.
Yeah, so
strength.
We played a team from Stewartstown called Young Vets, and their whole theme is military, honoring. So they raise money and stuff for veterans causes.
Yeah.
But they have uniform sets, and with the sublimation now that you can really get some wild uniforms.
Yep.
So the uniforms they wore, we played them Saturday, and their uniforms just looked like the new Digicam uniforms.
Sure.
But the ones they wore, I saw them yesterday, and they wore blue pants with a red stripe, and then the jerseys, they looked like Marine Corps Class A uniforms. And on the back, every kid, there was their number, but rather than the name, it just said Semper Fi. So that was cool. And one of our dads is a major in the Marine Corps, and he thought it was pretty cool that they had it. But
how many uniforms do you think each travel ball team has?
Ours now has 3. And the only reason they have 3 is because they had the Bananaball shirt, and they went out and got white pants and hot pink socks to match the shirt. So, but we only had 2. Some of these teams have an insane amount of uniforms.
Yeah. I mean, to outfit a 14-kid team with sublimated jerseys, just the jerseys, can run you about $550 to $600.
That sounds.
That's what it cost us.
Yeah.
When we did it for last summer, that's what it was. So imagine spending $1,800 just in jerseys. Mm-hmm. Never mind pants.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah. And sometimes they wear the uniform one off.
Yeah. So the Mother's Day uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one team, now you can do it for cheaper if you just, no, you weren't even buying pants. You just got the shirt. Everyone had to get their own pants.
Yeah.
There's a team that came to the tournament. I want to say it was 12U. They completely ditched their normal team name and showed up as the Ice Cream Boys. So ice cream is this thing that the younger baseball players they have the ice cream sliding mitts and the ice cream shorts, and I don't know what it comes from. Mm-hmm. Probably just clever marketing. But they had hats with embroidered, fitted embroidered hats, ICB, and then on their jersey it said Ice Cream Boys. They're pretty good, and the uniforms look sharp.
Yeah. So I think that was a really, and obviously we're 20 minutes in, but I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was just a really cool concept for young kids, and I mean, rec, travel ball, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But for kids to kind of get, because everyone said baseball's boring, softball's boring. This is something different. And when you get in the monotony of playing week in, week out, especially for the teams that play year round and they play through the summer, it's a nice way to just mix it up and kind of okay, this isn't that serious.
Yeah.
Right?
And the thing is the baseball was good. You still needed to do baseball things. Mm-hmm. But it was also if you didn't win, you were still having fun.
Yeah. And
that's what I thought was a cool part. Because we've gone to tournaments and gotten absolutely shellacked, run ruled early, done. And, some of these tournaments you're going to see where you stand against some of these teams. One of the teams we played from the Eastern Shore, they have a facility, a legit facility, nicer than probably the Bay Sox have.
Yep.
And they popped up on my one of my social medias, and I was looking at it and I said, no wonder look at this place. They've got a gym, batting cages, all indoors, an indoor practice facility, a lounge. Like, what does it cost to play here? And then you look at the kids you're playing, and they're like, 6 foot tall 12-year-olds. Like, oh, okay. So
the funny thing is, though, over on the Eastern Shore, you can build one of. It's probably a big steel building.
It is. Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Yeah.
But you got to have someone willing to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to have land.
Yeah.
We have no land to do that here. You and I had talked about that, about creating that kind of a thing. Now, we were talking about more renting it out, making it other things as well. And we may still do it if we find the right place.
Yeah.
But for us, we have to find a place.
Yeah.
Them, they have all the land in the world over there.
It might be some dude's farm. It's we can use this land over here and do it.
Yeah. And so, but it's just something to break up the monotony of a season or whatever. And plus, it's Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it so it's not as serious on a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool concept. And I hope other places kind of take not a lesson. I don't want to make it sound all virtuous and bullshit, but remember that it's supposed to be fun for the kids.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. If 50 weeks of the season are serious, take 2 weeks to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have fun.
Yeah.
It's not all about, trust me, at 11, 12, 13, nobody's scouting your kid.
Right. No one's just going to look at your game changer stats.
Correct.
And be like, oh, you know what? Little Caden didn't, his on base percentage wasn't that good. So, he can't come play baseball at Clemson.
That's right. It's let him put on a funny hat, a funny uniform, do a dance, change it up.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're still fielding ground balls. They're still catching pop flies.
They're still hitting.
Trying to hit in the ball.
Yeah.
Someone's still got to pitch.
Yeah.
But it's just different. It adds something spicy to it.
Yep.
So,
And the umpires were even getting into it.
Did you have any of the dance? Because the guys at our game didn't dance.
No, the first weekend, our guys, and they're local.
Yeah.
And he was hamming it up.
Yeah.
And having a great time and then making jokes. It was funny. So you kind of have to be a baseball rules nerd, but there was a play on the bags that was close, and in order to make the play, you'd have to do. It's not something that they're going to overrule. A coach would have to make an appeal. So of course, Banana, he's like, that's an appeal play. So
he read the rule. He got into it. Yeah. And it's more fun when they get into it too.
Yeah.
Because in the real Savannah Bananas game, the home plate ump is doing dances.
Oh yeah.
And he's getting into it with them.
Yep.
It's just a cool thing. Now they have the first base umpire is a ninja. So he when he calls someone out, he does a forward roll before he punches them out. It's just pretty interesting. It's a cool thing. So if anyone that wants to check it out, although I don't know if we have anything on the website.
Not for next year.
No, but I just meant
I don't.
I hope someone took pictures so we could put it on the social media.
Yeah.
Just to show people, hey, this is happening.
Yeah.
It's just good for people to see. I don't know. So we have a Broadneck Baseball Softball Club as the club. I'll see if they get pictures up there. They should. I'm sure someone took some pictures.
Yeah.
From the weekend. So hopefully that gets out on the social media. It won't go on the website because we don't do much with our website.
Yeah.
But just good to check out. The other half of this episode, we were going to talk about streaming, and there's going to be no segue into this whatsoever. We're just
how do you?
Yeah. If you don't like talking about streaming boxes,
we can split banana split into.
That's the best segue we got.
Not bad on the fly.
So I don't have cable. I went streaming a long time ago, and we talked about this a long time ago because it was supposed to happen a long time ago. But Amazon, everyone knows about Amazon Fire Sticks. If you haven't heard, There were the things that people were talking about being jailbroken and all this other garbage. There's no such thing as a jailbroken Fire Stick. It's literally one setting in there so that you can add apps from outside the Amazon App Store.
Yeah, you just have to push the button 7 times, and you become a developer.
And you don't even that's not even the one you have to press. Like, you do that, you have to do that for some other thing. Anyway. And you could download apps from other sources, basically, outside of the Amazon App Store. Amazon announced last year that they were creating this in-house operating system based off of Linux. And for all of you that know, just know that Linux is an Android. And Fire Sticks and Amazon ran everything off of Android. They called it Fire OS. It was just basically like a cover on top of Google or Android to make it look a little bit different. But it's all based on Android. And you could add Android apps to a Fire Stick, or a Fire tablet, or a Fire TV, or whatever device you're using. Well, they announced they're going to go with an in-house version called Vega OS. And because it's based off of Linux, you wouldn't be able to use Android apps on it. So you couldn't download the same apps that you've always used. Vega OS is what they've already got on like the Echo Show. Like, so for people that have an Echo Show, that's your operating system. And it's also why you can't download Android apps to it.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it was supposed to happen last fall, where they were going to switch all the Fire Sticks and Fire TVs to this new operating system. Now it's supposed to happen at the end of this year, 2025. Now, whether they actually do it or not, I don't know, and here's the reason why. I think it's going to be device and possibly ecosystem suicide if they do it. The reason why Fire Sticks and Fire devices got so popular was because you could, what they call, sideload apps onto it. That was what people considered jailbreaking. Essentially, you were allowed, because you could add apps from outside the Amazon App Store, you could download any app you wanted to. That was Android based, which some people use it for nefarious reasons. Other people just wanted a different version of an app. So because you won't be allowed to do that, I think Walmart is looking at this as a way to get into people's homes. So for people that don't know, Walmart actually started something called Walmart Plus, which is very similar to Amazon Prime. So now you can go on the Walmart app, you can order your stuff, and if you have Walmart Plus for a certain annual fee or monthly fee, you get free delivery. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now, if I'm Walmart, I have to go against the industry leader in Amazon for home delivery. Amazon makes a shit ton of money off of this, by the way, because of Prime. And with the devices, and by you using the Alexa, essentially you can talk to your Alexa. You can say, hey, put this on my shopping list, or put this on my shopping list, or order me this. And it orders from Amazon, right? Walmart has to compete against that. And Walmart doesn't, about 4 or 5 years ago, they didn't have devices to get in your home. They, like Apple, like, and I'm kind of bouncing around here, but Apple, they get you by being part of the ecosystem. Your iPhone, your iPad, your Apple TV, it's all part of Apple. It all works together. It all works great.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon had the same thing, except they were doing it on top of what they were doing it on top of Android, which is a Google product. But they were in your home, so you had a Fire Stick, you had a Fire TV, you had a Fire tablet. They didn't have phones. They tried a phone, didn't work out. They couldn't slay that beast. But they got on they could get on your phones with an Alexa app. So they were able to get on your phone without creating a phone.
Yeah.
And what does that do? It means that I can talk to the assistant. I can talk to Siri. I can talk to Alexa. And I can say, hey, add this to my shopping list. And that's how Amazon gets you. They were probably losing money on the devices.
Oh, sure.
But what they did make money was by putting the Amazon Prime app, Prime. That's the video one, right? Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a streaming app called Amazon Prime. they could sell. They could essentially charge people to be on Amazon Prime to get in front of you because you were on their device, and you couldn't uninstall Amazon Prime. It's a way to force these people in front of you.
Yeah.
Force you to buy their product because of convenience. Convenience is everything.
Sure.
So Walmart is trying to get a piece of this. And so they created a device brand called ON, which is the dumbest fucking name you could have come up with. ONN, period.
ONN.
ONN, period. Why the period? Why the extra N? You sound Dutch. Why not just put an umlaut over the O?
Right. Yeah.
A
tilde.
Sure.
Anya.
Yeah. Period. Okay. But beside that, and the products for a while were garbage. Like, they were just awful. Mm-hmm. Laggy, buggy. They had the TV one you put in. They had a stick, like a Fire Stick. They were trying to emulate like Amazon, 100%. Tablets were the same price. Like, everything was cheap. But what they didn't have the advantages, though, because they didn't have Walmart Plus then. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a TV. They don't have TV streaming. Nothing. It was just, here's a cheap device. We want you to buy it. Well, they probably weren't making much money on them. So I think Walmart figured out, okay, now that people have started to buy these products, how do we extract more money out of them? So they came up with Walmart Plus. So now you can go on Walmart app. You can sign up for Walmart Plus.
Was it $100 a month or something, or a year?
I think it's like $100 a year. They're probably undercutting Amazon.
Yeah.
And the other thing that people really don't realize is that Walmart is the biggest grocery store in America, too. So Amazon tried to get in this game when they bought Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Except Whole Foods costs a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. So you can buy groceries on Amazon. I think they call it Amazon Fresh or something like that. Well, now you get with Walmart Plus, you can order your groceries. And you can order your groceries from them anyway, but regardless, now you're not paying for fees or whatever. Well, they started to make the ON devices better. So they had this one called the ON TV 4K. And I tried it. I thought it was laggy and buggy. It wasn't ready for prime time. Well, they came out with two new ones called the Amazon, see, I'm getting the names mixed up. The ON 4K TV Plus and the Pro. The Plus is $30.
Oh.
The Pro is $50.
What's a Fire Stick 4K running right now?
Fire Stick 4K is $30.
Okay.
So, oddly enough, about the same price. And the 4K Max is listed at $60, but they usually sell for $34 or $40.
Or you wait till Prime Day.
Yeah. It's always on sale. Once a month it goes on sale.
Yeah.
So the Pro, I would say, is $10 more than a 4K Max stick, but the Plus is the same as a 4K stick. So I tried them out because I'm anticipating these Fire Sticks. If Amazon goes through with it, I need to be able to put apps on the way I did with the Fire Stick. And if I can't do that, I need a different device. In the past, you only had a couple of choices. You had the Amazon, you had the NVIDIA Shield. The NVIDIA Shield is a great device. It's so good that they haven't put out an update since 2019. Like, they don't do the annual refresh. But they do software updates to the 2019, and they still sell the 2019 for the same original price of $200. Mm-hmm. That's how good this thing is. I've got one. It works great. People still use their one. So the update before that was a 2015 device. So it's 2015, 2019. That's it. And they still run and operate well. These are devices that last. Mm-hmm. NVIDIA makes them. They know how to do this shit. But it's expensive. Who's paying? I mean, if you got 6 TVs in your house, you're not paying $200 a pop for a device, right? Okay. So who else runs that system? So and the NVIDIA Shield runs Google TV. No one else really runs that. So then TiVo, everyone knows what TiVo is, right?
Yeah.
TiVo jumped into the game and they came out with this thing called the TiVo Stream 4K. Mm-hmm. Little device, little dongle, goes in the back of the TV. Costs, I believe it was $40. They usually go on sale for $29.99. Good device. TiVo does not want to keep updating it, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it like I've got one that's 3-ish years old, still runs great. And the remote on that thing is fantastic. Okay. So that's your low-end device. But it's TiVo. Nobody knows if it's still going to be working. Nobody knows what's going on with them. They don't plan on coming out with another one. So nobody knows if TiVo is just going to drop out of the whole thing. So in walks Walmart. And Google. So Google had the 4K, the Chromecast with 4K. My phone thinks I'm asking for it. But the 4K, the Google Chromecast with 4K TV, whatever the fuck it is, they discontinued it. Mm-hmm. They just did. The only thing, and that
so there's no Chromecast at all?
There's Chromecast, but not with the Google TV.
Okay.
They replaced it with a new thing called the Google TV Streamer 4K. These people can't come up with...
It's long-winded.
They need a fucking shorter name.
Yeah.
Problem is, that's $100. Now, the Chromecast 4 with the TV 4... With the fucking dongle...
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get tongue-tied throughout the whole episode. That was like a $40, $50 thing. They just stopped it.
Yeah.
They sell it in Europe, but they won't sell it here.
Because it seems like that $30 to $50, $60 price range is like the sweet spot. Once you start getting above that, like I'm not spending $100. How many TVs do I have? 8. Like I'm not spending $800 on these things.
No, and the reason Amazon was pretty much crushing everybody in this because they were offering the cheap devices. But the reason why they could offer the cheap device was because they're probably selling it at cost or below.
Yeah.
Because they were making money on you every other way from
Right, it's a loss leader, like an oil change.
Yes.
Like they're losing money on the $39 oil change.
Yes.
They're trying to sell you you need your cabin air freshener refitted for $200, and somebody that says yes.
Just get in the home and make money off them that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Google will eventually come out with a lower price device and put it in the homes. But for now, this is what it is. Google also went the way of licensing Google TV to TV manufacturers. So like Hisense will make a Roku TV, but they'll also make a Google TV version. Mm-hmm. Sony uses Google TV. And that's where I think TV manufacturers should go because LG uses their WebOS, no one likes that shit. Samsung uses their Tizen OS, nobody likes that shit. But anyway, I digress. I'm not talking about that. So I think this is where Walmart is trying to get in. They're trying to combat the price point of Amazon, but their device sucked. Mm-hmm. Well, now you enter the Plus and the Pro. They're good. I've tried both. I tried both for a month. The one I'm actually using every day is the Pro. The remote is iffy. It's not as good as the Amazon remote, but it's good enough. Again, we're talking about $30 and $50 price points.
Yeah.
That's where people are going to be buying. The one for $30 is damn good. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote an article about which one I would recommend going forward. And for me, like the best device out there is the 4K Max from Amazon. As long as they stick with this operating system, that's the best one in my opinion. Because you can get it for $40, $35, $40, and it does really well. But I'm assuming these devices are going away. Okay? In my opinion, that even though the Pro is only a little bit more at $50, I would probably go with the Plus, and here's why. Most people have their TVs wall mounted. Or even if you don't. Mm-hmm. Most people don't want the device sitting out on a shelf somewhere.
No.
Now, the Plus isn't made to be a dongle, but if you only have a 1-foot cable and you kind of like coil it, put 2 twist ties on it, so it's like now it turns into like a 2-inch cable. Mm-hmm. That device is light enough where it can hang and it won't pull out. Whereas the Pro is heavy. Mm-hmm. You'd have to stick it to the back of the TV.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stick anything in the back of my TV. Too much effort.
Or stick it to your wall. Or
I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah. Because like I have well, the TV in the living room is wall mounted. The one in the basement's wall mounted. So it's nice. It just hangs back there. can't see it.
Yep.
Going back when I first started doing streaming stuff, I had it was Amazon. Was it the Cube or
the Cube? I had a Cube. Yeah.
Yeah. So I still have it. I don't use it for anything, but it's in the basement. But it's like that thing couldn't hang off the back of a TV. It had to
Too heavy.
You needed a credenza or a shelf, and none of my wall-mounted TVs have a shelf. Or I just got the regular mounts. They're not expensive. They're easy to install. So,
and those devices were people who wanted the Alexa device as well. So the Google, not the Google, the On 4K Pro, which is the more expensive one, is a Google Assistant speaker. Mm-hmm. So there's an actual speaker built in.
Okay,
that's what it's meant to be. The Cube at half the price. Mm-hmm. That's what they were going for.
Yeah,
it wasn't meant to be a 4K Max. I think this 4K Plus is supposed to rival the Max, but the internals aren't exactly. Actually, the internals are about the same. Mm-hmm. 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's got 16 gigs of memory though. I'm sorry, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage. Whereas the 4K regular one, where it's priced against, only has 8 gigabytes. Yeah. So it's got double the storage in it. All right. Anyway, so where am I going? And why is Walmart doing this? In my opinion, I think Walmart is going to purchase Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery. The reason why I say that, I know Paramount is trying to sell off Paramount Plus, which is CBS and some other, and you get the Paramount movies and all that other shit. And then Warner Brothers Discovery is all the Warner Brothers movies, the Discovery Channel movies, but you also get, I believe, what's the HBO?
Okay.
You get the HBO catalog, the Cinemax catalog. If you buy Paramount, you get the Showtime catalog. You get all the content now. If you combine it under one streaming service called Walmart Plus or Walmart Prime,
yeah,
or whatever they decide to call it, under one streaming service. Because if you get Paramount, you also get streaming sports in there too. So everyone knows, I mean, Amazon took Thursday Night Football. Mm-hmm. Well, CBS has the NFL as well.
Yeah.
What they end up doing is they then create the ecosystem that they didn't have. Now it's just going to run through the Google Assistant. Mm-hmm. Google doesn't have a shop.
Yeah.
Right? So they could easily incorporate Walmart Plus shopping into the Google Assistant. Like if you can ship it, you can't uninstall the Walmart streaming service that's going to be there. Mm-hmm. Walmart Plus is the default shopping service. So now you've created this ecosystem.
Yeah.
And you're getting in people's homes by making it so they can't uninstall these things, right? So now I'm going to do I pay for Walmart Plus or Amazon Prime?
Yeah. Most people are probably doing both.
Well, would they though? Because see, for me, I use Amazon Prime, of course, because this whole Walmart thing I'm talking about, not fully functioning. It's not a whole thing yet, right? Mm-hmm. I like having all of my orders in one place. There's different vendors on Amazon. You can shop your Amazon vendors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people don't really realize that. The one that pops up isn't the only supplier of that item.
Yeah.
You can go to other buying options.
Yeah.
And you can select a different vendor if you want. I think people kind of make fun of it right now. Streaming is in a situation where we're back to cable. Where people are trying to bundle things and it costs as much as cable did.
Oh, sure.
We had that.
Yeah. It was called cable.
Yeah.
And no one liked it.
Right.
So my in-laws live down in North Carolina, and their cable, I forget, I think it might be Spectrum. I'm not sure what company it is, but they've gotten with Roku. So when you get cable from them, you're not getting coax cables going into a box or your TV. You're getting a Roku stick that you hook up to your TV, and it's got already loaded on it. Well, actually, you can just get them from wherever. You can either get it from the cable company that are pre-done,
yeah,
or you can just install the app from the Roku app store and then sign in with your password, and now you're now streaming everything, and it's all the channels, right? It's like all bundled together.
Right.
So, and if you pay extra, you could get, Netflix through them, or you can get this through them. So, they're just paying a cable bill again.
Right. And
because they weren't going away.
No, they were just going to figure out how to get their content into your home.
Yeah.
How you wanted it. Now, don't get me wrong though. I mean, so like Comcast is Xfinity. They have the Xfinity Stream app. DirecTV now DirecTV doesn't do satellites anymore. It's through the DirecTV Stream app. Mm-hmm. Like everything is through these streaming boxes. The problem is you need to buy 4 of them to get the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to do the roulette game where, okay, this month I'm going to buy Netflix and I'm going to watch all my Netflix stuff. Then next month I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to go to Hulu and watch all my Hulu stuff. And the next month I'm going to cancel that. And I'm going to go to Paramount, watch all my Paramount. Nobody's doing that shit. Mm-hmm. The model that these people have used and has worked for years is once they get you in, you forget to cancel, or it's too much hassle to cancel. So you don't cancel. That's why your cell phone service, 75% of people do not change their cell phone service. Mm-hmm. Once you go to T-Mobile, you're stuck with T-Mobile because you don't want to switch. It's too much of a hassle. I don't want to spend a day or two to do it. Same thing with Verizon, AT&T. It's just the way we're internet service. Same thing. Cable is the same thing. It's a subscription model. Once you subscribe, it's too much effort to change.
Yeah.
You don't do it. And that's how they get you in. That's why they have introductory offers.
Yeah, that way they give you like the latest, greatest phone for free if you're new.
Yes. That's exactly why they do it. Because once that promotion is up, they can raise the price and you're not going to spend the time to switch. It's too much effort.
I've had Verizon for 20 years.
Yeah.
And they got me in with a Razr phone. So that's...
I want to switch to T-Mobile. Mm-hmm. Problem is, I don't want to go through the effort to switch over my phone, my wife's phone, my kids' watch. I don't want to do all the whatever else we got going on. I don't want to do that shit. So we switched once. We went from AT&T to Verizon. Mm-hmm. Because we had Verizon Internet and we could get a larger discount on the Internet if we switched to Verizon Mobile.
Yeah.
And we got a discount on the mobile because we had the Fios Internet. Mm-hmm. It was just more savings for us, right? So we did the switch one time, 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, and we're probably not going to switch again. Even though I want to go to T-Mobile, I think it's cheaper, it might be a better product. Not doing it.
It's like nah.
I'm not to save $10. I'm not doing it. But that's where we're at. I mean, it's now they're going to get you in, and like they hope you stay.
Yeah. Now, will the Walmart Plus will they use their stores? What's the Amazon? What do they call their distribution centers? Fulfillment centers. Okay. Amazon like the big Amazon warehouse up by BWI. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes, like I just ordered something this morning that's showing up today. So they have the different delivery options, and it's like fastest today or second fastest tomorrow morning. Same cost today,
So I go the opposite way. So what I do is I try and combine my deliveries into one day.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be going. I don't know why. I don't know. I like my convenience. I want to go out. I want to go out my door once, pick up all my stuff, and be done.
Right.
I don't want to go out 5 days.
Going out the door is pretty.
It's difficult.
You have to see the sun.
Yes. The sunburn. Oh. But it hurts.
Well, this I need it for like potentially starting tomorrow, and I just didn't get it, and I was like, "Ooh, I can get it today. Yep. Let's do today." That way, if like there's a second attempt needed, they can do it tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. But I guess with all the Walmart stores around, they kind of already have their fulfillment centers already.
Yes, they do.
They don't need to. And if the Pasadena Walmart doesn't have it, the Glen Burnie one does.
Well, not only that. I mean, not only does Walmart have the stores, they have distribution centers as well.
Yeah.
They have literally double the capacity, or quadruple the capacity of Amazon.
Yeah.
Because they have so many delivery methods. They've got their distribution centers, the big ones. They can deliver from there. They can deliver to store. You can pick up at store. Mm-hmm. Like that's why Amazon did like the pickup centers. Like you can pick it up from 7-Eleven because they got this Amazon box outside of it.
Yeah.
And you type in a code, you pick up your stuff. Which I don't really understand because they can just deliver it to your home probably that same day. Anyway, but they have it now. Like they're so much better set up. The difference is though, they don't have the number of suppliers. Mm-hmm. you're buying it from Walmart.
Yeah.
Whereas Amazon, you're not buying it from Amazon. In fact, most sellers on Amazon are not Amazon.
Yeah. Well, and I saw an interesting thing about the sellers and how Amazon controls prices, and if it's listed on Amazon for one price and they're competing with, and then you go and undercut it, like they'll throttle your so it won't show up they won't put the buy now item button on there.
You have to go to the other sources, buy from other places, and like you click on it and then you see all the suppliers.
Yeah.
Of it. Yeah. And the funny part is like they'll even put, let's say it's someone who's doing fulfillment by Amazon, FBA is what it's called. I could put so essentially I send all of my inventory to Amazon. It sits in an Amazon warehouse and Amazon takes the order. It fulfills the order. It delivers it. It does everything. And they just cut me a check for whatever the price is. But I set the price. Mm-hmm. So you're right. What if I set the price below whatever Amazon is selling it for? You're right. I can be an Amazon Prime person. Like I can be the one that's selling it via Amazon Prime. So like all these shipping costs and everything. They'll put me like third on the list. Mm-hmm. Now, generally, when you click on buy from another source or whatever, you'll show up number one because your price is lower. But that wouldn't have been the one on the screen when you clicked on the item first. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. Like people don't understand, or like there might be another vendor that has a coupon that will make the price cheaper. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's an interesting game that Amazon plays with that. And this is the problem with Walmart, and Walmart's trying to test it out where you can click on purchase from another source or another vendor that isn't Walmart, but it's not as intuitive. And I think Walmart needs to work on their website a little bit, but they have some work to do.
Yeah.
But Amazon, if Walmart gets into this game and just slowly takes over, or if they just start undercutting the shit out of them on the same products, I mean, Amazon could be in a world of trouble if they're getting rid of this mechanism to get into people's homes.
Yeah.
Like Roku is a popular platform. I call Roku the platform dummies go to. Yeah. Because they don't know. I don't want to say dummies. It's the convenient option. And a lot of people go for it because you open Roku, it looks the same on every device. They have the Roku TV channels, and that's what people want to watch. And that's it.
It's for like our parents' generation.
Right. It's the easy button for streaming.
Yeah. Like my mom and dad, when they were alive, they lived and died by Roku. Like they were. Now my mom did do a lot of shopping on Amazon, but for they had one streaming device on one TV and it was a Roku, and that was their jam. Like,
right.
And if you said like, oh hey, well, Fire Stick you can do so much more with. Nope.
I don't want to do it.
Nope.
I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
But
I know what I know, and I like what I know, and I'm sticking with it.
It's almost kind of like you've always bought a Honda. Mm-hmm. Honda's it's easy. I can buy my Civic.
It's going to cost you $30,000, but yeah, you can buy it.
But I don't even want to know that there's an Accord. I don't want to know there's a CRV. I don't want to know there's a Pilot. I don't even want to forget about Toyota. I don't even want to know Toyota exists.
Yeah.
I need the easy button. Mm-hmm. Whereas your whole world of streaming opens up. And it may be less expensive if you open up that world where you can get more for less.
Because they'll pay for the ease. They'll pay for all the dumb channels they don't watch.
Yes.
Because they know how to use it. Where you get streaming as, to me, like, in its most organic form is like, I'm only watching the stuff I want to watch. I'm not even installing the soccer network. Right. I don't watch soccer. But they will pay. So, I only watch baseball. But to get the baseball I want, I have to pay for this entire sports package. When all you need is Masson. Because you only like the Orioles.
Right. But then you get the situation. I got to get Apple TV because there are certain games that are exclusive to Apple TV.
Yeah.
MLB.TV, that package, they black out teams.
Yeah, they black out the local teams.
Correct.
Yeah.
They black out the local teams. And so so then I need Masson.
Yeah.
If I want just the Orioles, but if I have Masson, I can't get the Apple TV game.
Yeah.
And so it's just, we've gotten to a point now in streaming where there's just blurred lines between, you got providers of channels, providers of devices, provider of services, provider, and people are going back to cable because cable is, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to pay this exorbitant amount of money, but I'm going to get everything I want.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. Because if I want the NFL Sunday ticket, I got to go to YouTube. If I want the MLB.TV, I got to go to MLB.TV has their own thing.
Yeah.
NHL Center Ice is their own thing. Or I got to go to ESPN Plus for that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to buy 20 different services. I want to pay one bill and get my shit.
Yeah.
That's cable. Now we're back to fucking cable, but now everyone's getting screwed again. Mm-hmm. And so
they're going to find a way to screw you.
Right. But that's why a lot of these streaming services don't make money. It's why they're trying to sell off Paramount Plus. It's why they're trying to sell off HBO Max, whatever the fuck it's called. It's why they're rebranding it 25 different fucking times. And like Hulu, it's owned by Disney, and some other people. And people don't know where to go find the shit that they want anymore. Like, if I want Stranger Things, I got to go to Netflix. If I want Severance, I got to go to Apple TV. If I can't go to Netflix and get Severance.
Yeah.
So I got to buy both. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, well, this is me now buying cable channels separately to create my own bundle. Mm-hmm. And when I'm done, it costs as much as cable.
Yeah.
Well, if I go buy cable, I still can't get all the Apple TV Plus shit. Apple TV Plus isn't on cable.
Right.
So people just say, fuck it, I'm not getting it.
Yeah. That's kind of where, between baseball fields and life, like, I sit in my living room on the weekends. Mm-hmm. I am not in my, the remote for my Fire Stick broke because the puppy chewed on it. I didn't even realize it didn't work, for weeks because I hadn't turned it on. And I said, I asked one of the kids, what happened to this? Oh, the puppy ate it and it doesn't work. When? So I was like, when was the last time I was in here? So now I'm like, oh crap. Like, people talk about shows. I'm like, yeah, I'm not the guy. I might watch a baseball game on the back porch in the evening every now and then. But yeah, I'm pretty much either work, moving around on a baseball field or in bed. Like, that's.
Well, I only get my TV recommendations from either people I know, mm-hmm. or something will catch my eye when I'm death scrolling through either Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
That's when I see ads. I was watching the Women's College World Series the other day. Mm-hmm. I forgot how excruciating commercials are. Because that's how little live TV I watch.
Yeah.
Like, I watch it, when I watch things, the commercials are out of it.
Yeah.
Of like TV shows. So like when I was watching live sports and I'm watching commercials, I'm just like, it's funny because if you watch an MLB game on MLB.TV, it just says commercial break in progress.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you the commercial.
Right. It just plays like
it's silence.
Yeah.
And then it comes back and it booms and it's loud. It scares the shit out of you when it comes back. We're back in the like son of a bitch.
Yeah, I watched Sunday Night Baseball last night, and because I love Sunday Night Baseball is like my summer Sunday thing to do. Love watching it, and I don't care who's playing. I watch the game. Usually they pick pretty good ones, but there are commercials on. I'm like, ugh, this is awful. Like,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see. So, for people that are Amazon Stick users, hey, take a look at those on devices from Walmart. I'll be interested to see if Walmart gets into the streaming game, maybe buys Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery, because they're both up for sale. They're both looking for buyers. I think if Walmart got into it, they've got the money. I think this is what they probably should do, and they could probably really take on Amazon. I'd be interested. What do you guys use to stream TV shows, movies? I know there's the pirate route for some people that like to pirate stuff, but I'm not advocating for that. I don't want to get when I'm trying to get in, knocks on the door for advocating that. I'm not advocating that. If you do it, great. Keep it to yourself. There is a big market for that though, because of what cable and streaming have become. People want everything in one place, and that's what some of those apps do. They put everything in one place. Ethics are another thing. Morals are another thing, but it's filling a niche for people that just are sick and tired of people, one, gouging them on price, but two, put everything where I can get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to search for anything. I want one app. Mm-hmm. That's it. I want one app. Or two at most.
Yep. But
let us know how you consume content. Are you even consuming content these days? I feel like movies are fairly inexpensive now. I mean, the food isn't if you go, but if you're not going for the food, if you just want to go get a popcorn and watch a movie, I mean, shoot, that's $15-$20. The ticket's only like $13. It's not as expensive as it once was. I mean, before it was like $20 to go watch a movie. Now they really kind of captured it where it's like, okay, we're going to charge you $10-$13 for the ticket. But if you want any kind of food, $300. But it's optional. It's an optional add-on.
Right.
So it's fine.
Right.
Let the people that want to pay more. But if you just want to go watch a movie, $13.
Or you stop at the dollar store and load up. And
we go to the Amish market next to that one at Harbor Center. Mm-hmm. The Amish market's got candy.
Oh,
they got them in the bags. Mm-hmm. So dude, it's great. So for any of you in the Annapolis area, go to the Amish market before you go to the movies. They have the bags of candy. Man, it's awesome. And they got the pretzel dogs.
Oh,
actually, it's not a pretzel dog. It's just a dog rolled in dough.
Okay.
I call it a pretzel dog. It's not a pretzel dog.
Is it a corn dog?
No. Oh. It's a hot dog with cheese rolled up into this thing.
Oh,
into bread.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure people call it a pretzel dog, but it's not. It's not a pretzel outer coating.
Right.
So it's
like a big pig in a blanket.
Yes.
Okay.
With cheese in it.
I'm tracking. I'm down with it.
Yeah. When you can eat food again, take one bite. That's all you're gonna be able to take. But make sure you go in the middle so you get the cheese portion of it with the one bite that you can take. But no, let us know how you stream. Put in the comments. Even shoot me an email. Shoot us an email. contact@drivewaybeers.com. No, drivewaybeerspodcast.com helps if I know our own website. Or on Instagram or Facebook, wherever we are. Hey, go to those in X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Go there. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us. It takes you 2 seconds, costs you nothing. You get all this content for free. That's all we ask that you do. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck, Douglas Realty, Pasadena, Maryland, TACMD.com, TACMD.com. Yes, he is a sponsor of this show. We do love the fact that he supports this show. We have always said this, and we've turned down sponsorships because we don't believe in a product or we didn't get a good feeling from a product. We probably could have had triple the money on this show. But we will only accept advertisers that we believe in unless they pay us a really shit ton amount of money, and then all morals are out the window.
Right.
Like Pfizer, I would, as much as we rail on Pfizer, I would definitely say brought to you by Pfizer if they wrote us a big hefty check. So,
right.
But
there will be signs.
Yes, right. You will sense the sellout. And look, I'm not gonna be mad if we sell out. Like, no, fuck it,
and y'all would too.
That's right.
Stop lying.
Right. And I'll let you know. Look, we sold the fuck out.
Yeah.
This ad is brought to you by Pfizer. They paid us a shit ton of money for this. Go buy this drug.
Yeah. Ask your doctor.
Yeah, ask your doctor if it's right for you, because we are not doctors.
Right.
Outside of what our Twitter is. All right. Love that you listen. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.